Welcome back to another episode of Colonial Charter 1.6. I'm going to go ahead and drop the beta tag because we are so close to release. I can taste it. For those of you wondering, 1.6 of Colonial Charter is supposed to drop after 1.0.5 of Banished comes out of beta. And that date is looking like December 10th. So if Luke sticks with December 10th, then 1.6 Colonial Charter will be out probably on December 10th as well, or shortly thereafter. This is going to be season 2. New map type, new world. Map type is water world. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up here for you. Music's going to stop. Map type is water world. Of course, it's large. Climate is very large. Climate is very mild. And starting condition is hard. I'm going to go ahead and find us a new name because I don't like the name of the map that we had. Come on, give me something with a fox in it because I like the word fox. Oh, that's cool. Missing Me, which is kind of like Kissing Me, which is one of my favorite towns. So anyway, here's the map seed that I'm using, 1106, 12559. It is an island. I will go ahead and show you that. I'm going to pull up my mini map, and you can see that we are indeed on an island in the middle of a very large lake. And we lucked out getting an island where the river runs right through it. So this is all the land we are going to have for this entire Let's Play. When we run out of land, the Let's Play will end. So let's get started. Here's my people right here. And on this tiny island, these tiny islands, I have to provide food. I'm going to have to provide stone and iron. I'm also going to have to provide wood. The rules I've given myself is you cannot go to the mainland for anything. Anything else that comes in has to be traded for. So this also means there will be no nomads because there's no way for the nomads to get here. I thought maybe they would like cheat in or walk under the water, because sometimes, villagers be doing crazy stuff. But no, there are no nomads on a map such as this. So I'm going to try to only use Colonial Charter buildings and new medieval town buildings. I have some other buildings that I may use. The mini buildings is an add-on mod by Crowyer of BlackLiquid team, the team that also makes Colonial Charter. And these are really, really tiny buildings. Great for getting started. Or if you like me and you like really tiny, just convoluted, absolutely small maps, they're really good for that too. So, alright, let us jump right in. I've talked enough. Let's get some food production going. I'm going to go ahead and put down a gatherer because gatherers are kind of OP, and as long as there's trees around, they'll plenty of food will generate. Because once you start collecting food in the forest, more food will generate. So we're going to go ahead and start with the gatherer. Let's see, how big are we? I kind of want to get to the point where we wind up using this island. So I'm going to, you know what? Let's start with the fishing. It takes up less space. So where do I want to put it? Right here. This little nodule right here on the end. We're going to start with a fisherman. And we're going to give him a barn, so he doesn't have far to take the fish. And I'm going to put a stockpile next to it. Alright. And let's put down some of these tiny shacks. I'm actually going to put down one tiny shack. We're going to put down two just to start. As long as there is a house that has access to firewood, everybody will stay warm even though everybody else is homeless. My goal, what I'm going to be trying to do in this first episode, is establish a forester and possibly a gatherer on this island over here. It doesn't seem like much space, so it's probably just enough to produce all the wood we're going to need on this tiny island and get a decent amount of food. So that's my goal for this episode. I'm going to see if I can do it in 15 minutes. I'm giving these episodes going to be 20 minutes long, and give or take. So my goal for this episode is to feed all these people, build a bridge, get over here and build a forester. Well, let's do this. Let's get our bare necessities. Gotta have chopper. Somebody had to make firewood. So we have firewood production. We have places for people to get warm. 2 houses. We have a stockpile. We have a barn. We have a way to gather food. And I will build them in the order of priority. So food is always first priority. Food, priority, then shelter, then warmth. So I'm going to bring up the speed to 5 times. And we'll do 10. I'm going to pull up the general map. I'm going to put up just the laborer panel. Until I have enough buildings, I'm just going to use the laborer panel. Let's go ahead and give ourselves 3 builders. And they're going to want something to do when they start. So let's get these trees, get us some wood going. Let's get some stone. Not very much stone on this island, so we are going to have to get into the creation of stone pretty quick. And I'm not gonna worry about the iron ore yet, so let's get started. Because like I said, goal number 1 for this episode, get across this river, get some trees growing over here. So alright, so we've got our fishing dock. Let's get some shelter. Get some shelter going. Okay, let's get some warmth. Put some people to work gathering food. Alright. Let's build a barn, so our fishermen do not have that far to go. Okay, let's put somebody in a woodcutter. Right. Okay. And so now that we've got that, okay, all of our main goals have been achieved. They're still getting stone and everything, but the main goals have been achieved. We got food, we have shelter, we have warmth, we have storage. I'm going to go ahead and build the other shelter. None of this stuff is going to be permanent. So there we go. Alright, so I'm not going to do any roads or anything like that. Okay, let's accomplish our second goal. Second goal is to get across this river. So right there sounds good. Now we'll go ahead and get across this river. And if we accomplish all our goals for this episode with time to spare, I'll set a second goal and then we'll accomplish that. So, but first goes first. Food, shelter, warmth, bridge, forester. Okay, so we're across the river now. Let's grab a forester and see how we're going to work this. Because this is kind of big. And he's going to kind of have to come over to the other side here. Let's see. I'm trying to get as much of this island as I can included. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some modification over there because, as you can see, in the front of this building it is red. But let's see. I could use the no. I want to use this one. All right, so we're gonna go with this, and what I'm gonna do is use my flatten tool now. So let's grab my flatten tool, and I believe it was right here that I needed it. So where'd it go? All right. Oh, one more. Now we may have to flatten some things just to get everything to work well. But we shouldn't have to flatten it too much. There's some bumping around behind me. My cat is attacking a comb. Oh, ew. Yes, I know. He wants to talk now. He's saying hi to everybody who's watching the video. Okay, so now we've got our forester. We're going to get him built. And let's get everything a forester's going to need. So I could build houses around the forester, but I think just because we're tight on space, I'm going to go into this little section here called theme sets, and I'm going to go into the dock sets because the dock buildings can be placed on water. So I'm only going to start with 2 foresters, so I can set this guy right here. He can live just off the land because he can't grow trees over here anyway. And now all we need is a place to store the wood that we're going to collect. So I'm just going to do that here. And you probably wonder, why am I using such small stockpiles? Because most people use these massive stockpiles. Well, I have a mod called Slightly Ridiculous Storage. There's three flavors of it. There's ridiculous storage. There's slightly ridiculous storage. And then I believe the smallest amount is somewhat ridiculous storage. These mods basically expand how much of storage you can have in a stockpile. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. My cat is just like trying to ruin this recording. I refuse to start over. So, as soon as this house over here gets built, we're gonna go ahead and call this accomplished. So we got people living over here. We're gonna go ahead and put 2 foresters in here, and they're kind of far away. So let's give them small storage. Here we go. For this, I'm going to use, look at this little deer. He just walks up. I'm going to eat in this yard. Where are these people coming from up here? They're just hanging around up here. Okay, so now we've got foresters. They're going to be working. There's 2 of them. Let's give ourselves another goal. We have just over 7 minutes. All right. So we've accomplished our main goals. Let's have a look at them again, see where we are with this. We got food coming in. We have warmth. And we have shelter. We got our bridge. And trees are now growing. So how about we have all these kids. Let's get these kids educated. Yeah, let's do that. So there are 2 types of schools in Colonial Charter. 3 if you add New Medieval Town. You have the normal school, which is pretty big, takes up a lot of space. And that's this school right here. Of course, you have the vanilla school. So that's kind of big. And then you have the 1-room schoolhouse, which can be upgraded twice. Still kind of big. And requires lumber. And you see we have no lumber production yet. But if you want to go small and just get started, you can go into the docks and buildings. And there's a little school here. It only takes 45 wood and it can sit on water. And that's usually my first school because it can be built very, very early game. And you can start having educated people very, very early game. So let's get a school built and let's get the 5 children we have educated, and we can really start expanding on where we're going with this. Have a sip of tea. And what's going on? How come you guys aren't? Oh, you guys are building. Oh, we're out of wood. I almost said we're out of tea. We're out of wood. So let's get some more wood. Some more wood going. We'll build a school. All right. School's getting built. What should we do after this? Our tools are getting kind of low, but I don't know if I'm quite ready to... I'm trying to decide. Okay, this area over here, I kind of want to reserve for maybe farmland or something. I don't know. Maybe. I kind of want to keep this middle section a bit clear here because I could get some farms in here. And I've made layout the farms well before we're able to plant anything. I want at least 4 crop fields and at least 2 orchards, 3 by 15. And I could probably do an animal pen. Okay. Now this is where the bridge is, and this is where the river is, and I kind of regret putting this bridge right here, but I think we're going to be okay. What I'm going to do is, the forester has trees kind of growing over here. We're going to kind of nip that in the bud because we need this space. So I'm going to make this area right here in the center, right here near this bridge. This is going to be our center town. And instead of using our big giant market, this guy here, because that's just too much space, and we're on a tiny island, so we're trying to conserve space. Space is at a premium right now. We do have a smaller market, and we're going to go ahead and use this guy. Comes in 2 colors. This blue jungly foliage looking one was designed for we have a map that is jungle trees and dark ground, perfect for that, but we're going to go with this light one. And we are actually going to, there's going to be a walkway here. So I'm going to measure it. That's the entrance to the bridge. Oops. And I'm going to put this bad daddy right here. It only costs wood and stone. So we should be okay with that. And just for now, I'm going to use dirt roads. So there's our first road. Right there. Because we're going to need to start... What are we low on? Tools. Yeah, we're going to need to start building, making some tools. So let's get a little bit iron ore. It's probably going to be the last goal we have for today. So the last goal is to build a blacksmith and start producing rough tools. Rough tools are made with wood and iron ore. So let's go ahead and grab all the iron ore. We don't have a lot, but we're still going to grab it all. And we're going to use every inch of space that you see on this map. Every single inch. Now, we could put a gatherer here. Don't really have a lot of space. I may actually expand some land out just enough to put a gatherer. Possibly. Not sure yet. I could always grab this tool and just do this. And that'll grab all the things. Okay. We've got 1 minute and 20 seconds. So let's grab our blacksmith. Let's put this guy right here. We're going to back him up because I like to have my blacksmith set away from the road so I can put his materials in front of his building. So usually this is how I roll. I take a road like this right next to the blacksmith. And then I give him 2 stockpiles. I'm sorry about the cat meowing. 2 stockpiles here. That there, that's gonna be wood. That's gonna be iron. And materials. That tree just sprouted there and I kind of don't want to tear it down. So let's see. Oh, we're out of stone. I don't know if we're gonna have enough stone to finish this. There's a little bit of stone there. A little bit of stone there. It's gonna be our last stone building, and we are going to have to produce stone, and that's kind of a problem. Oh man. Ooh. I may have to tear this down. How much stone did that use? Because you get half the stone back when you tear down a building. 40 stone. So if I tear down this building, I'll get 20 stone back. And that may be all I need. So I'm going to tear this building down. Because we need to... Oh, wait. That's a little bit of stone right there. Right there. Let's see if that saves it. There's a little bit of stone right here, too. Let's see. 44. Let's see. 47. Nope, wasn't enough. I'm gonna run this across the island one more time. Hello. Oh, I'm in overtime. Nope. All right, so we didn't manage to build a blacksmith. So in the next episode, we'll start with a blacksmith. Thanks so much for watching. Remember 1.6 will be hopefully out by December 10th or around that time. We hope. Please, Luke. So until then, I'll see you guys in the next episode.